Fuck yeah. We are live, baby dolls. A Friday night, hour stream. We don't do no 5-hour streams. We do a nice, tight stream in the Earlverse. Thank you very much. I don't care if there's one person in here or 50. We do it all right here. It's the start of the weekend. By the way, thank you to all those who didn't come out last night to the Improv. It was a horrible show, but I survived. Tomorrow night I'll be at the Comedy Store. Saturday night, 12:15. On the button, Slick. Well, not really on the button because everyone runs the light there, so I'll probably be going on closer to 1:15. But I'll survive. Like Gloria Gaynor, I will survive. And rest in peace to Louis Gossett Jr., Colonel Chappie St. Clair from the movie Iron Eagle. Also, one of the very few Academy Award winners in a King Cobra video for the title track of Iron Eagle, the great song Never Say Die. Never say die, Iron Eagle, never look back. Never say die, never say die, oh, Iron Eagle. Sung by the great Mark Free, who is now Marcy Free, if you catch my drift. If you catch what I'm throwing. You know, Iron Eagle was kind of like I can't say it was a rip-off of Top Gun, but it was basically Top Gun diet. Top Gun. Yes, this is a cool Poison shirt. It is not vintage. It is. You can buy this same shirt on their website. So if you like the shirt, support 80s metal, as you know I do. Kings lost last night to Edmonton. We're kind of bullied in the game, which is concerning, seeing that they'll probably face Edmonton for a third year in a row. And I don't want to see them lose again. Well, my top 5 bands, you do have to be a real man to wear a Poison shirt in 2024, but I don't care. If you don't like Poison, I like them. So I don't mean you, AC/DC. I just meant, you in general. I don't really have a top 5 bands, but if you put a gun to my head and say, who do you listen to the most? I would say Rat, Kiss, The Cars, Ozzy Osbourne in the 80s, Yo Yo Yo, Earl Army. And then that's a good one. Let me look at my Spotify list and cheat a little bit here. Weezer. Go with Weezer. But I also like, Cyndi Lauper. The Village People, man. They were, they were a very put together band, but they had some good songs. Their big hits are like great disco pop songs. I'm trying to think what other bands. I mean, Aerosmith is up there. AC/DC. I don't really like a lot of their non-hit songs. I did clean up my kitchen counter. You can see by the organic, uh, and that is the Rowdy Roddy Piper bubblegum soda that Lois. Well, that's the word on the street. And when the people ask me which one was gay, I'm going to assume it was the guy who died of AIDS, but it's just a wild guess. I've tried to get one of them on the podcast. David Hodo, I believe he was the original construction worker. I think Randy West was the cowboy. Victor Willis was the singer. Felipe Rose was the Indian, and the military guy was Alex Briley, maybe. Now, here's a crazy thing. They say the first person who jumped off one of the towers on 9/11, it's that very famous picture of the falling man, was Alex Briley's brother. So, it's not the happiest story, but hit the like button to make Earl happy. Yeah, Tesla was too good of a mute. Billy Idol absolutely is a top 5 artist for me, preferably with Steve Stevens, the official sponsor of the Inappropriate Earl podcast and the Earlverse stream. But I think the very first person to jump off one of the towers, and they matched it to a picture of Alex Briley's brother when he went to work that day. And, nowadays you can zoom in and, all the video and high def cameras we have, and it's most likely was his brother. So I always thought that was an interesting story. I mean, I can't imagine. Wait, really? What song does Ozzy have with Steve Stevens on guitar? I mean, I love me some Steve Stevens. He's underrated. 42 years he's been a top guitar player, and he still has his chops. If you are lucky enough, go see Billy Idol, man. He still has the goods and has the Steve Stevens. Yeah, XS, Jesus, man. SXFD, $1.99. Give me some laser gun. You got it. In the midnight hour, she cried more, more, and more. You will all super chat me. Now, I do have 2 laser guns, but Lois used the first one as a chew toy. So I had to reach out to Mr. Stevens for a second one. And the box, you can't really see it, but there's a box right here behind the Inappropriate Earl neon sign is a Steve Stevens figurine. And once again, Lois broke that. So I have to keep the valuable stuff away from Lois's 4 paws, because Lois is a real rogue outlaw. Thank you, SXFD7. I appreciate it. The stream is already profitable. I've made $1.99 in 9 minutes. That's no joke. Crack cocaine. It's called Earl. Wait, what? Lois is, for a little dog, she can AC/DC 5150 $1.99. Earl, I want action tonight. Sad. Well, now, let me do this in the vein of the song. AC/DC 5150 $1.99. Earl, I want action tonight. Satisfaction. All right. Ow! I grab my hat and get my shoes. Tonight we're gonna hit the streets and cruise. Go down the main strip and check it out. I'm just looking for a little kiss. I want action tonight. Maybe that's my thing. Maybe I could make thousands of dollars just doing 80s metal karaoke super chats. Could get long though. And the longer you want me to sing, the more you have to donate. I mean, that's now I'm figuring out the game. I mean, although and Poison's up there in terms of my top 5 bands that I listen to. They have some great songs, man. I love that song. It's a great breakup song. The great William Zoom chiming in. Uh, I won't. Well, it's not. I guess it's not a breakup song, but I won't forget you, baby. That's if you're missing your girlfriend or even really missing your ex, the lyrics are really meaningful if you're missing an ex or your current girlfriend, whatever. All the miles come between us, just between you and me. I won't forget you, baby. I won't forget you. Memories slowly fade. Boy, he ain't kidding. Uh, yeah, I'm not. I mean, there's a lot of bands, Sour Milk, that I don't particularly know of. I like Weezer. I've never listened to Interpol. Yeah, I guess they are all breakup songs. My favorite breakup song of all time is, and it's kind of this guy was kind of a under the radar songwriter in the early '80s, mid '80s. Martin Briley. He had a great song called "Salt in My Tears," and if you really listen to the words, man, is he spot on. Feeling neglected, used, and rejected. You need a shoulder to lean upon. Maybe you picked 'em, found your next victim. Don't worry, someone will come along. I saw you laugh when the knife was twisted. It still hurts, but the pain has shifted. That's a great line. Um, I do remember Loudness. They were like the Asian Van Halen. I think they still tour. I don't know if it's the original members, but my friend tonight is going to see Adam Ant in Detroit. I'd love to know who's in his band now. They don't really say on Wikipedia, but Adam Ant, one of my early fashion icons, if you will. Like he was one of the first celebrities that I would look at and go, I want to dress like this guy. So, not really. I'm not a big Sublime guy, but I'm not against them. I like their one hit or like their big hit. Um, but I also like Motorhead. Guns N' Roses is another band that I um, listen to a fair amount. Cinderella, Night Ranger's kind of a hidden gem. They don't get a lot of credit because of how they looked back in the day, but Pantera's a little too heavy for me. Plus, the lead singer, I'm not really down with his Nazi-esque vibes. But I will say, when I saw my friend Frankie Sidoris in Mammoth opening up for Metallica, Pantera was the middle act. I guess you'd say they were the feature act. And Zach Wilde was in them. I just, I mean, the Pantera's a pretty good, band. I was never like a huge fan, but um, Yeah, Adam Ant has a lot of good songs. I like the hits, Viva La Rock. What up, Chris Mack? Enjoy your dose. Uh, hey, what up, Grimace? I mean, they had Adam Ant, Desperate but Not Serious, Viva La Rock. They had, I like their big hits. I'm not going to say I'm like a super fan, but I'll probably see them in Los Angeles. Perfect time. The invention of MTV. He was a very good looking guy. Fashion. Uh, it's a lot of people got very lucky that the Cars came along at the perfect time for MTV. They were such a visual band. And then the '80s metal scene, was absolutely a lucky time period for a lot of those bands. Twisted Sister, Quiet Riot, Rat, Motley Crue. Then a little later, Poison, Cinderella, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard. And, Kiss was pretty relevant in the '80s still because they had good videos, probably better videos than actual songs, but you know, um, they came along at just the perfect time. Like where a band like say Weezer, if they would have come along in the '80s, I think they would have been even bigger than they are, and they're a pretty big band. But like Weezer came along right when MTV started shying away from videos. Um, and the Killers are absolutely a top 5 band that I listen to a lot. They still put out quality songs, and, of course, I like the original 4 the best, Brandon Flowers, Dave Koenig, uh, Mark Stormer, and, Ronnie Bonucci. Now it's, I think Dave only plays, like, the big shows, and then, Mark Stormer, the bass player, I think he had an ear injury with Pyro on stage, so he doesn't really tour with them, but he's involved. So, pretty much the only 2 original, touring members of the Killers are the singer and the drummer. Ted Sabley fills in for, Dave Koenig, and then when Dave is playing, Ted's, like, on rhythm guitar behind him. It's a little awkward. I don't have any, Diddy stories. Nuno Bettencourt, great guitar player and a Comedy Store fan. I've seen him at the Comedy Store a few times. Yeah, I mean, Nuno Bettencourt's a guy just because he was literally so good looking doesn't get the credit, but Extreme was a very good band. Um, so, I mean, Gary Sharon's a great front man. He didn't work in Van Halen, although I do like the Van Halen album he was on. Yeah, I mean, Diddy's got some trouble coming. Yes, Razzle, the drummer from Hanoi Rocks. It's crazy that Vince Neil only served 30 days for that. Killed a guy and served 30 days. That probably wouldn't have flown today in today's world. But, and I think he got DUIs after that. I mean, but Motley Crue was on another level back then. Um, rest in peace, Razzle. Rest in peace, Carl Weathers. Rest in peace, Louis Gossett Jr. Um, Yeah, I like that one album Gary Sharon did with Van Halen, but, Gary Sharon's problem was he wasn't David Lee Roth, it just, but what can you do? I mean, I think the problem with Van Halen was, everyone gives David Lee Roth shit. People give Hagar, they call it Van Hagar, but, maybe the problem was the Van Halen brothers. They're the only common thread in all these singers leaving. Uh, yeah, I mean, Nuno Bettencourt is a very accomplished guitar player. A lot of those guys in the '80s were. I mean, here's a guy who probably most people don't think of as a great guitar player, but Mark St. John, he was only in Kiss for one album, Animalize. he was a classically trained guitar player, and was recommended to Kiss by Grover Jackson, creator of Jackson Guitars. So, if you think of all the great guitar players that Grover Jackson knew, the fact that he recommended Mark St. John speaks volumes. But didn't work out. Um, yeah, Gary Hoey's there's so many great guitar players. I mean, we could literally, yeah, Leif Garrett. I see him at the Sunset Oil gas station from time to time. I mean, we could. Hulk Hogan's son. I don't think he's a great guitar player, but oh, you mean drunk driving? Yeah, that DUI body cam footage was pretty cringe when Hulk Hogan shows up with like a fucking Jerry Lopez walking stick. Um, but this could be a 5-hour podcast if we were to sit here and just break down great guitar players. I mean, because I'd like to look at some of the underrated guys, like a Jake E. Lee. You don't really hear his name when you hear great guitar players, but he was absolutely an amazing guitar player. No, Leif Garrett was. I think he was buying gas station dick pills when I last saw him. Hey, I've been there. But that's the funny thing is, you guys know where I live, right by the Whiskey A Go Go, same street as the Viper Room, and there's only really one gas station around here. So all these celebrities go there late night. It's pretty funny. Like I saw Jake from State Farm taking a piss in the corner. Yeah, I mean Leif Garrett was in the 70s was like I don't know if there's a parallel in today's world, like because I don't really watch soap opera stuff, but he was huge. I think Hulk almost auditioned for Metallica. Wouldn't that be crazy? Like if he was playing on Enter Sandman, say your prayers, everyone, brother. Uh, yeah, I mean Satriani's a great guitar player. George Lynch. I mean Brad Gillis. Yeah, I mean if you put a gun to my head and said the Mount Rushmore of guitar players, I mean you'd have to say Hendrix, Eddie, probably Stevie Ray Vaughan. Just to go for a and then I mean, yeah, you could go Jeff Beck, you could go Clapton, you could go, um, Chuck Berry. I mean, just so many, just in different genres. Kenny Wayne Shepherd, BB King. Just oh, that was Kane Roberts, the great Kane Roberts. Tony Iommi. Um, it really depends. I mean, that's one where there's really no wrong answer. Yeah, I mean, Jerry Reed is someone who the guy from Smokey and the Bandit, but there's the guy from Hee Haw, Claude Aikens. Uh, Yngwie Malmsteen, if you like speed. Yeah, I mean, George Thorogood, Bo Diddley. I mean, there's literally probably 100 names you could throw out there. Well, I mean, Kip, it's also, by the way, let's all thank Kip Smith for not only moderating, but making the last two inappropriate Earl, or no, it's not inappropriate Earl, it's Earlverse um, thumbnails. Of course, the bulk of the Earlverse thumbnails are made by my good friend Jordan the Lion. Um, but I mean, there's just no wrong answer. I mean, you could go. If you're a 70s guy, Tom, was it Tom Schatz from Boston? He never gets mentioned, but think of all those great Boston songs and the leads and the great solos that They had you could, yeah, Richie Blackmore. I mean, there's just it's overwhelming. There's just so many great players, and then the '80s, you know, is yeah, Adrian Vandenberg, Red Beach, uh, who's Doug Aldrich. Like, there's so many. Randy Rhodes, obviously. Yeah, Gary Moore, Neil Sean. I mean, Neil Sean's a dick, but a great guitar player. And he almost gets points dinged against him because Journey was such a big band. It's like he's almost too mainstream. And Springsteen's a very good guitar player. I'm not saying he's the greatest of all time, but like he's very underrated. And Steve Stevens is like someone who is pretty amazing. Um, I mean, there's just so many. I'm trying to think of bands, you know. I mean, I like, yeah, Paul Gilbert, Steve Vai, obviously, um, and someone like Dave Koenig from the Killers. You don't really hear his name, like great guitar, but like listen to some of the prime Killers, man. Those are some great licks. I'm not saying he's a good guitar player when comparing him to Steve Stevens or Steve Vai, but like he's better than I think people give him credit for, is what I'm saying. I mean, obviously, in the E Street Band, you've got Niels Lofgren handling the bulk of the lead guitar work, and Little Steven, but I think maybe I should have said Springsteen is a good rhythm guitar player. Warren DeMartini is someone you don't really hear mentioned in the great guitar players of all time. But when I saw him play, the improv sucked. I'm not saying the improv sucks, but last night's show was, everyone bombing, people running the light. I mean, it was out of control. I had the best set. I'm not just saying that to pump my own engines, but well, I don't know if I would say DeMartini is a top 5 guitar player, but, it's because he doesn't really play anymore, like, his wife is I think, has something to do with the Mars Candy fortune, so he doesn't really play guitar anymore, like, but when I saw him in a Zappa tribute, he was, probably the most faithful to the Zappa songs. Dweezil Zappa is a very good guitar player. Am I saying he should be on the Mount Rushmore? No, but Chris Holmes was good for what Wasp required. I wouldn't put him on any. He's pretty sloppy. I mean, Ace Frehley is certainly not a great technical guitar player, but I would say Ace Frehley is on the Mount Rushmore of most influential guitar players. I mean, you pick anyone in a band after Kiss's prime, so, like, any '80s player and any '90s player, Dave Grohl, Rivers Cuomo, they all cite picking up the guitar because of Ace Frehley. Um, so and, Vinnie Vincent, am I saying he's the greatest guitar player of all time? No, but, in his prime, he was pretty technically, innovative, probably overplayed a little too much, but, and hell, even a guy like Jeff Watson from Night Ranger although he's kind of disappeared from the mainstream music scene, he is he held up his own with Brad Gillis. Um, so and then there's tons of other good. Joe Holmes is a great player. Probably not truly recognized anymore because he's been kind of off the radar. Yeah, I mean, Van Halen he didn't invent tapping, but he certainly was the most proficient tapper, um, and, many people tried to, copy that. I mean, there's a million guitar players' names coming through my head right now of yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, hell, I like CC, DeVille, you know? He's, kind of a somewhat of a sloppy guitar player, but, like, he was perfect for Poison. Slash is, another he's in that Ace Frehley mode of, is he the most technically advanced player? No, but a lot of people picked up the guitar because of Slash. Dave Grohl is another, great player and a great drummer. And then you take, like, the 2 guys in the Foo Fighters, like, I don't even know their names, but am I saying they should be on the list of greatest guitar players? No, pots and pans, just chilling. Yeah, I probably could get I used to know a girl who fucked George Lynch. And my first question is, "Hey, my friend said you injected pork fat into your dick. Thoughts?" Um, so, Steve Lukather is, uh, a guy that he's I guess famous for playing on so many albums, but you know I didn't know he did the solo in the Tube song "She's a Beauty." I thought it was always Roger Steen. Now, Roger Steen's a great guitar player if you like the Tubes. Um, Pork fat. Yeah, I mean, apparently, I think George has been pretty open about his use of steroids. Um, I think someone put it in his head to inject his pee-pee with pork fat. Uh, mm. So I don't know who that is, Dark Star. But I mean, so many great. I mean, we could literally talk for 7 hours, an uncountless amount of hours about great guitar players, bass players, drummers, singers. Um, and that's the beauty of this stream. We can talk about. Yeah, I mean, Steve, I just saw like not a documentary on Beat It, but how basically the solo by Van Halen was essentially, I think it was like a one take solo. He just came in, they plugged in, and he just kind of started fucking around, and they used whatever he was fucking around with. Is they might have done it twice or something, but that's pretty impressive. I bought Steve Lukather's book. I haven't read it yet because I want to get him on the podcast, but I want to be educated when I interview him. So, you know, this, it's like, really talking about anything. Uh, the greatest wrestler of all time. It's all subjective. Greatest comic of all time. You know, greatest quarterback of all time. Uh, I will check out Tommy Emmanuel. I've never heard of him, but on the flip side, he's probably never heard of me, to be frank. So, greatest podcaster of all time. It's well, I think if you listen, I can't hear it because my hearing's not that good, but they say they left it in like Van Halen just started warming up, and Michael Jackson apparently knocked on the door and walked in, and they kept that knock right. I guess it's right before the solo kicks in. You can hear the knock. I can't hear it, but Jeremy Piven. All right, Ambrose, you should super chat me for saying that. All lies must be met with a minimum $5 super chat. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, Jeremy Piven playing the Australian Comedy Festival. I can't even get them to return my fucking email. That's comedy right there in a nutshell. I love stand-up comedy, guys. By the way, we're going for 1 hour, so we got 27 minutes. It's my new thing. I'm doing hour streams. So it's high and tight. Not doing, multiple hour, 3, 4, 5, 6 hour streams to panhandle for money, honey. I'm just, I know, I am breaking apart. What up, SCVID show? I think the funny thing, oh man, that's not a good business. It's like Chris D'Elia made like a shit ton of money because he dropped a sentence in on an Eminem song, so he's technically, he's in the song, so he gets money for that song. I mean, can you imagine not taking residuals on Beat It? Which is probably one of the most, I would say that might be the most played song of all time outside of maybe More Than a Feeling by Boston and, Stairway to Heaven. J-Man Jack gifted 5 Earl Skakel memberships. You guys know what to do. Thank him. Thank you, J-Man Jack. You're a gentleman and a scholar. See, we have a giving stream here. It's my goal to do this stream for 31 days in a row. So, we'll see how it goes. I must take this Earlverse stream more seriously. But we can talk a little bit of wrestling too. My goal with this stream is to talk wrestling, hockey. We don't really talk about the what verse. There's many other podcasts and streams that talk about that. This ain't one of them. Smooth Cheeks is still open. By the way, I don't go to Smooth Cheeks anymore. I go to Waxology and WeHo. Get the full body trim, and trust me, she don't miss an inch. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. You don't have to super chat or gift memberships like others. And let's speak of those people who've been tipping. SXFD7, ACDC 5150, and J-Man Jack. Your contributions are loved and appreciated, but you can hit the like button. That's free. I'm going to try for 31 days in a row. Just force my way into the algorithm. Because I do have fun doing these. And I'm still playing with the time slots. Sunday nights are definitely my highest number. You're going to need a lot more. You're going to have to super chat me a lot more than that. I will be going to Hackamania. I will not be participating in the podcast that will, I'm assuming, after the weed and booze kicks in, will be Dabbleverse, whatever. I'm doing the stand-up show, and I will judge the open mic, which I'm hearing will take on a Kill Tony flavor. But I will be actually giving good comedy advice. No, we are not friends again. I put that up, and then I'm like, I don't like this guy. Why am I posting a picture of the few times I got along with him? I took it down. So do they dip you in wax corn dog style? Actually, they kind of do. Jeff Ross is one of what? We don't talk about Jeff Ross in here. This is a positive stream. But that photo was when I opened up for Jeff maybe 10 years ago at the Irvine Improv with my girlfriend at the time, the lovely and talented, recently married Whitney Rice. So her husband should thank me for being such a shitty boyfriend. Could have been me. Whitney Skakel. It has a nice ring to it. And, I don't talk about exes on here. All X questions are $10 and up. I'm just kidding. No, it was not a new pick. As you can see, in that pick, I had a NHL playoff beard going, and now I'm smooth. I'm a smooth criminal, baby dolls. Well, I will say though, I mean, it was painful. I'm not gonna lie, and you got to do it like every 6 to 8 weeks. But man, once you're like waxed down there, like your ass, man, the dumps are awesome. Like you virtually don't have to wipe, and I take some real greasers sometimes because all the protein and shit I eat, solid dumps. How was the Chad Zumach podcast today? Didn't know he did one, to be honest with you. I do have great hair. I mean, for 55, I have most of my hair. Not all of it, but this is pretty good for 55. All right, come on, man, Dominic. We don't have to talk. We run a clean chat in here. But hey, we got 30 people in here. We got 20 minutes, guys. I'm experimenting with just an hour stream. So, people, if you got questions or whatever, you're forced to get them in. You know, I ain't doing no online panhandling going on. My stream ain't going to turn into a fucking Jerry Lewis telethon. Uh, yeah, I mean, I take some solid dumps, no doubt about that. I mean, I think Melton is a pretty honest guy with financial stuff. Like, um, Lois is with Gail, her dog mom. So right now I'm a lone wolf McQuaid. I miss Lois very much, but me and Gail get along. Speaking of exes, um, so it's a palatable arrangement. I get along with most of my exes. I won't tell you which ones I don't. You could probably guess, but that's all right. It happens. Um, so there's that. I'm not really doing anything for Easter, even though I'm Jewish. I was raised Catholic, but I'm not practicing in any religion right now. I just try and be a good person. I'm like that gigolo on the show Gigolo's Brace. I live the Brace philosophy. Just be good to people. Am I doing? No, I never dated Eleanor Kerrigan. Um, a full-time bartender now. She might, pardon the pun, still dabble in comedy, but I don't know. I don't really keep up with what she does. I mean, we're friends, and we're friends online as well. But I don't really look for what my friends are doing online. Um, she might do an occasional show here and there, but she's doing good. She bartends at a bar in Mar Vista called Banter. Used to be a Pittsburgh Steelers bar, Gabe's, but it is now Banter. So, hey, listen, if you're in LA, go in there, tell Gail I sent you, and maybe she'll give you some free booze. Now I can't tell you what other exes are doing because I don't block my exes, but I don't go on their page either because I don't want to see them with another dude or whatever. That's not gonna make me happy. Even though we're broken up, you never want to see your ex with another person. So I just, like I said, although I don't block them, I don't actively seek out what they are doing because it's never going to make you feel better. Just going to bum you out, make you miss them, even if you hate them. You remember the good times, but I have a relatively strong belief that none of my exes are ever going to get this. Yeah, I don't know who Karen Margolis is. I don't. He threw out the money changers. I don't know what that means. I don't have any exes in Texas. Well, maybe they are. I don't. Like I said, I don't keep track of where they are. I had someone come up to me the other night at the Comedy Store and tell me about a particular ex where they're living. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. It's not that I don't care, but it's like, what am I gonna do if I know where they live? Uh, no, I don't have a lot of Easter jokes. Um, I don't do a lot of religious jokes, although I get into being an altar boy and how I wasn't molested. Hey, we got 32 likes, 32 people listening. Fuck yeah, you guys are all doing your job. See, there are ways to make this stream profitable for me other than super chats. Hit the like button, subscribe helps. I don't have a tremendous amount of subscribers, but I got like 2,300. That's not horrible, but it's not like awesome either. Um, so hopefully in the next month, if I commit to doing this every day for 1 month straight, my subscribers will increase and whatnot. I didn't tell any Diddy jokes. I really, I'm not a rap guy, so I don't really. Um, I'm not really familiar with P Diddy. So I don't even have a foundation of a joke for him yet. I've been watching some news clips about him, so I just don't. Um, I'm just not that interested for some reason. Uh, oh, thanks, Kip Smith and ACDC. You guys are writing my act, man. I did do. I'll tell you one joke I did last night. This is like me giving back to you guys. You guys don't have to pay for this joke. Um, I said, the Dodge, it's opening day yesterday. So I'm like, I'm a big baseball fan. I'm a Dodger fan. And obviously we had a very busy financial off season where we signed Shohei Ohtani to a record breaking contract and Yamamoto, the pitcher from the Japanese league. And, I don't know if these signings are going to help the Dodgers win or not, but I do know the Dodgers will lead the league in small dicks. I thought you said go blacks. I'm like, Jesus, coming in hot with the racial stuff. But have I ever ate a frozen Cadbury? I don't. I don't believe so. That's a pretty funny joke. I do have to say. Let me tell you guys what jokes I've been working on. This is me uh, giving back. Shout out to Russia for handling the interrogations properly. I mean, you gotta. It's not really punchline there. If you saw the pictures of the suspects from the Russian shooting, I mean, they fucked those guys up, man. Like they chopped off one guy's ear. Like they don't mess around. Uh, I mean, she's got a very pretty face. I don't think I could ever fuck a girl with a body like that. That's a dude's body. Hey, here's a cute joke I just wrote today. Wouldn't it be funny if Kevin Bacon was a vegan? Hello. Pew! I don't really joke about politics, but I mean, Russians don't fuck around. I mean, that one guy was unconscious and they wheeled him into court. Like he was literally like I'm happy. I think you should treat because these guys confessed, so they're guilty. So fuck them, torture them. I love it. I mean, I do a joke about Biden being so old. I mean, I'm just I'm not comfortable with him having the nuke code. So when they call him up at 3 in the morning and say, "Hey, Russia's attacking. We need the nuke code, sir," he's just going to get up and start pressing buttons on the TV clicker. Excuse me. Yeah, those guys. You know, you should only treat prisoners like that if you know they're guilty. Uh, Let me see. The Pornhub Awards were held recently, and those have to be some real awkward acceptance speeches. And the winner for best anal gangpang, Susie Q. I'd like to thank my father and uncle. He. Pew. Oh, William. I don't dislike William Montgomery. I don't really even dislike Perry Caravello. I just like, but to me, they're similar in their act. It's funny for 5 minutes, and then it's like I can't listen to this anymore. But that's just me. Who knows? Maybe William Montgomery fans can't listen to me for 5 minutes. Um, so, oh, you saw the bridge in person? Yeah, Jesus, that's fucking scary, man. Um, Secret Snake, you're green. I don't. Oh, we got some crosstalk in the chat. That's fine. Hey, we almost got 40 people, man. This stream is killing it. I do like Kurt Metzger. I have to follow him frequently at the Comedy Store. I went to Jax's restaurant Tuesday night for the watch party for Vanderpump Rules in the Valley. If you go on my Instagram, you will see a picture of me and Jax. He asked me to bring in next week a signed hockey jersey, and he will frame it. He has a lot of framed hockey jerseys. Does Kurt get good fentanyl? Gee, I don't know. He's alive, so I guess he does. Um, so you're popular now, Emmer Effer. I don't. You guys are speaking Swahili in the stream, like the Money Baby. I'm going to stop reading the stream. I don't understand if you're talking to me, if you're talking to people in the stream. Yeah, but he's great TV or sucks. He's great TV. Uh-oh. Jamie and Jack, you are too good to me. Jamie and Jack, $5. Was it a good Friday? Not for Jesus or those guys in Russia. 30 days of Earl. Let's go. Now, it's not my intention. Thank you, Jamie and Jack. I don't intend to get rich streaming, but it's almost like a social experiment for me. 30 days. Let's see if the subscribers go up. Let's see if more people super chat. Let's see if more people, I don't know, buy memberships. And then I'm going to, like in 1 month, I'll strategize based on the results of 30 days of streaming. Yeah, well, I mean, my problem is, my vision isn't the greatest. These glasses aren't for fucking show. So any non-super, let's say there's no super chats for the next 5 minutes, my eyes get overwhelmed because everything looks the same to me. That's not me trying to get you guys to super chat me. I'm just being honest. Like J-Man Jack, it pops up, the font's bigger. I've seen Atomic Punks, which are generally acknowledged. AC/DC has the greatest Van Halen tribute band of all time. They were led by the frontman of Steel Panther, the great Ralph Saenz, otherwise known as David Lee Ralph. John Doe, these are trifocals in all seriousness. Different prescription here, here, and here. No, actually, my driving's pretty solid. Yeah, I mean, I didn't do a stream for like 4 days because I'm just trying to really figure it out. When to do it, what to talk about. I mean, although I do like kind of just, this is almost like an improv stream. Like when I hit live now, I don't have any idea what I'm going to talk about. So I've seen Steel Panther is awesome. Although I think they have a new bass player. It's no longer Lexi on bass. What's my opinion of Cam Neely? Maybe the greatest power forward of all time. Yes, the Comedy Store is haunted. I mean, I'll check it out. TWRP. Hey, we got 40 people in here. 39 now. Dave Parker in the house. Well, I just had my eye, there's a new thing at my, eye doctor, the great Doctor Mark Chung in West Hollywood Optometrics, thank you very much. Axl Rose goes there, where they take a digital scan of your eyes that can see any potential problems, retina problems and, cornea problems, and my eyes, in terms of, uh, health, are perfect. Like, no, spots where there shouldn't be. I just have astigmatism in this eye, so, yeah, I mean, the prescription's very expensive. Oh, okay. That I might do that, Kip Smith, in the future. Um, yeah, yeah, and you have to, like, hold your eye open, it takes a picture, and then it shows up on, like, a TV screen, and, uh, like, it show I mean, it's an X-ray for your eyeball, basically. And I was really scared getting it done because I'm like, "Man, my long-term vision, like, when I'm 60, 70, and beyond, ooh, boy," but the doctor's like, "You've got the eyes of a 20-year-old in terms of your optical health." It's just, let me see here, the pile driver, the power slam, the sunset flip, all of these have another man's crotch in your face. Yeah, probably with, Billy and Chuck. Pew! Yeah, I mean, just the advances in X-rays. We got 5 minutes, guys, 5 minutes before, and this is another, like, test or whatever you wanna say what I'm doing is hour streams. Um, check out clip of Bobby Lee, talking about comedy. Oh, Comedy Store is haunted, no doubt about that. Not really. I'm an AEW guy. I mean, I will watch. I'll probably buy WrestleMania. I know of several ways to watch it for free, but here I am asking for super chats because I'm saying to you guys, hey, I am a entertainer. I want to be paid for my time, so I will pay The Rock and Cody Rhodes for their time. Uh, they don't need the money. They don't need my $50, but it's respect. I used to watch UFC a lot when I could order it directly on Direct TV. I used to have watch parties, but now, I mean, I do have the latest smart television, but I, I have to. I haven't figured out the internet for my television, so I am. I watch, like, John Jones. The next John Jones fight, I'll watch on my computer. Yeah, I don't mind my astigmatism. I mean, I like glasses. No, no, they're not gonna be on here. I'm just saying I can only watch the UFC right now on my computer. Like, with WrestleMania, I can order it on my Direct TV. They have a channel 123 and 124. You can order pay-per-views. Like AEW, I can watch on my TV. No, I never had a rat tail. If you can see that picture of, Jaromir Jagr right there. I had a mullet. Baby Yager was my nickname. We got 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. Yes, Chandler, did Earth Sucks, if you are familiar with Chandler. She did put makeup on me for a Buffalo Bill impression. We don't really talk about the Dabbleverse in here, Sheriff, but I will answer a direct question. I have no idea if Stevie Lou is a good comedian. Never seen him do comedy. Well, I don't know enough about WrestleMania to do a stream about it. Will you do Pat Dixon's Rumble stream at some point? I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I'm really trying to concentrate on my own stream. Um, well, no, my internet's fucked up. So when I go to register, like, Netflix and Hulu and all that shit, um, it says, it gives me an error message. So I don't know. It's all good, Dr. Nova. I'm about to leave in about 2 minutes. Well, no, Jay Santos. I don't know Stevie Lou's. I've never seen him do stand up, so I have no. He might be great. He might be horrible. Did you don't you get WWE? Yeah, but see, my Hulu isn't not none of my streaming platforms are loading on my new smart TV. I mean, I have a state of the art smart TV, but my Wi-Fi is so fucked up uh, that um, it's not registering on my TV, but I can watch like Hulu and Peacock or whatever on my computer. Well, I don't know. I mean, when I do, yeah, I've never seen Pat Dixon do comedy, and he's probably never seen me do. Uh, yeah, Sam Roberts is great. Uh, well, I don't know. Like, I don't watch the Earlverse streams anymore. I mean, I used to religiously listen to MLC. I don't really anymore because it's just the same stuff, and I don't. I used to wake up, I listen to Melton probably a little bit. Uh, uh, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've literally never seen Stevie do it. I think Santino's funny, but I've seen him kill at the Comedy Store. So, uh, there's that. City infrastructure. There are no Wi-Fi towers around me, like, so I can't get fiber optic internet. I mean, I'll do like we'll go to 105. I'm breaking my rules here, but you know, I never say someone's unfunny because it's just my opinion. I can't tell you guys what you think is funny. I'll go to 105, guys. I'll go to 105. Um, so like in terms of like I've never seen Chad do stand up. I've known him for 15 years. And we've been on the same shows. I don't do the overtime shit like Steel tell, like, hey, if you start super chatting me, I'll do a few more minutes. You could super chat me for the next 4 minutes. I'm still getting off at 105 because I want you guys to want more. I think that's the biggest problem in streaming right now. Is that everyone streaming is just doing it to get the money, which I get. Like, listen, getting money's great, but it's not why I'm doing it. I think I have a pretty good, uh, even keel thought process about um, streaming. Like, I think everyone sees Kevin, making all that money he makes, but he's also the most dedicated. You got to, whether you like it or not, he does at least 3 hours a day. Um, so, you know, I do maybe an hour. In my 1 month straight streaming, I'm going to do an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes or something. Uh, I know it is crazy. I don't understand it. Like I'm with Time Warner and I've messaged them and they say, "Hey, dude, you have our highest rated internet. You can't go any higher." So I have 2 more minutes, guys. 2 minutes. Get those questions. Would you go on Joe Rogan Experience? I absolutely would. But you have to be asked. I hear, and he's asked me once before, but I won't bore you guys with that story again. But I would love to go on Joe Rogan Experience. I mean, I would wake up tomorrow with 10 to 30,000 more followers in an instant. Now that he's back on YouTube, that would help me so much. I mean, I would wake up um, tomorrow. Right now I think I have 2,300 subscribers. I would wake up tomorrow with probably at least 5,000 subscribers. That would be huge for me. I like Red Bar. I don't listen to him a ton, but I mean, he's let's just say his investigative uh, techniques are second to none. So, um, like if he goes in on you, he will go in on you for 5, 6, 7 hours. Same thing with Melton. If he decides to nip at you, 1 more minute, guys, 1 more minute, he will fucking, Melton will stick on you for 2 to 3 years. Let's thank the tippers one last time. SXFD7, AC/DC 5150, and J-Man Jack. You guys are the best. Um, so, I mean, I don't consider him Dabbleverse because, I do like Harlan Williams. Um, hell, dude, Earth sucks coming in hot. Yeah, I like, Corolla's another, all right, I'll answer William Zoom's question and then, well, it wasn't really a question, just a comment, and then we'll end the stream here. I've already got the arrow on the end stream button. I think Corolla's a little bit like Rogan, where if he wants you back on, he'll ask you. And I think, although my first, I would say 15 minutes on the show, I was a little shaky just because, I don't really know Adam, so I wasn't sure of his cues of when to talk and when to, but after about the 15-minute mark, I picked up on his diction, I guess you would call it, and I begin to get more comfortable talking. Yeah, I bet you do, Garnett. Have a good weekend yourself, Sour Milk. All right, guys. I mean, I'm in the middle, to be honest with you. I think both parties are full of shit. We'll do this stream tomorrow. Thank you, Jay Santos. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I appreciate it. We're the little stream that could. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit the notifications button, all that stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure when I'll do it. I'll guess probably around 5 p.m. And I'll see you tomorrow.